Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm John, 242 marathon runner and certified England athletics coach.
And I'm Dawn, 256 marathon runner and certified England athletics running coach.
So in one of our recent videos, I reached out to you, our YouTube running community, for some advice on what shoe I could possibly wear for my forthcoming Shakespeare Marathon. And two of the shoes that are recommended to me were the Adidas Adizero ADIOS Pro 3 and the Puma Deviate Nitro Elite Racer. So here we are, both pairs of shoes recently bought. So viewers, you are witnessing the very first steps in the Adidas Adizero Pro 3, the beginning of what I hope will be a long and very productive relationship between me and these shoes. So I'm just giving them a 10-minute test out on the treadmill this evening, just to make sure there aren't any major issues before undertaking the shoe off. So although the Pro 3s retail at £220 I think, they were on offer at Sports Shoes at £150 and with a further 10% club discount that brought them in at £135.
So next up we have the Puma, or Puma, as I said, James the Moore, Deviate Nitro Elite.
The Pumas retail at £175 but we found them for £85 and with a further club discount that brought it in at under £80.
So down here, ready to do this shoe off session. What I'm going to do is a mile warm up and then I'm going to do 6 times 1 mile with 2 minutes recovery. During those 2 minutes recovery, I'm going to switch between the two pairs of shoes, the Adios Pro 3 and the Puma Deviate Nitro Elite. I've got a loop behind me around the field. It's about 1/3 of a mile. If you do 3 laps, you finish with about 1.05 miles. So it works perfectly for leaving the shoes at the changeover point, slipping into them, and then going off on the next mile. Pace I'm going to be trying to do is around what I consider to be current marathon pace. It'll be around 7:30, although it's a trail loop and it has been raining, so it might be a bit slower. I'm not particularly worried about pace. I just want to collect the data about how fast each rep was, what the heart rate was, and what that tells me about the relative paces of each of these shoes. And we're off on rep 1. So I'm all forward. The impression is I'm working far harder in the Pumas than the Adidas. So what I'm going to do is do rep 5 again in the Pumas to leave the last rep, which should be in theory the one with the highest heart rate, it's the hardest, leaving that to the Adidas to see what happens. Rep 5. And final lap, back in the Pro 3s. So that's my first shoe off complete. Paces all went well. I think everything was in about 5 or 6 seconds of each other. So we'll go home and find out what the heart rate data tells us. So we have the results in. On one side of the screen, I'll put up the results for the miles done in the Adidas. On the other side of the screen, I'll put up the results for the miles done in the Puma.
So what do these results tell us about the relative merits of the Adidas Pro 3 and the Puma Deviate Nitro Elite? Firstly, we can see that by running at perceived effort, the Adidas Pro 3 gave me a 9-second advantage across the 3 miles over the Puma Nitro Elites. And if we disregard miles 1 and 2 as sort of warming up into the session miles, if we disregard the heart rates for there, we get an interesting comparison between miles 3 and 6 done in the Adidas and miles 4 and 5 done in the Pumas. The 2 Puma miles average 725 at an average heart rate of 166, whilst the Adidas miles average 720.5 with a heart rate average of 163.5. So I think the Adidas come out there as a clear winner. For 2.5 beats less on the heart rate, we're getting 4.5 seconds extra per mile.
So our winner, the Adidas Adizero Pro 3. Sorry Puma, not to be today. We do have to remember that these trainers cost me about £50 more than these did, so we expect possibly higher energy return and higher quality. I think, as I mentioned before on previous videos when I'm talking about the Takumi Sen 8, what I really like about these Adidas are these carbon rods which help your feet sort of splay out and stretch out naturally when you land, rather than this stiff plate in here which is reminiscent of the Nike shoes, which I've never really got on with. However, I will say about this shoe, it still felt really nice to run in. It's something I will use for long run workouts, for running 10Ks, half marathons, etc. So really good investment there. But I'm afraid for the marathon, it's no contest. Well, it has been a contest actually, but it's no contest moving forward to what's going to be my marathon running shoe. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, please give it a like. If you'd like to follow our running journey towards these 2 marathons, please subscribe to this channel. It's free to you and you'll be able to see our regular parkrun, coaching, training and other running content. So until next time, keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on.